Good morning, everyone. Let's make sure that's right in the center. Good morning. We're live from Houston, Texas. Today is Friday, May 18, and this is show number 25. Can you believe it? A couple people have showed up. Hi, Cheryl from the Woolen Hook. It's always nice to see you. And DJ's here. DJ, good afternoon. Where are you that it's afternoon? You got to be in Europe. Are you in Europe, DJ? Is there something you're not telling us? I want to know. Oh, Kristen's here. Hi, Kristen. It's good to see you. Kristen came in after I was laughing, and then she saw her name. I saw her name yesterday and started laughing, and now she was texting me, why were you laughing? And I never did tell her. Oh, is it afternoon? Oh, on the East Coast, of course. It's that time zone thing. I'm in Central Time. Okay, buenos dias, April. Always good to see you too. Okay, well, it's Friday. TGIF, is everybody ready for the royal wedding? Are you going to get up at 3 in the morning and watch it? I'm not. I figured it's going to be on continuous reruns for the next week or two, so I'm not going to get up to watch it, but it should be fun. They said there will be no Pippa to steal the show. So I think that's hilarious. Hey, KB's here. Hi, KB. Yeah, time zones and time changes, they don't confuse me because I understand them, but they take me off guard sometimes. So, you know, when DJ said good afternoon, I was like, you must be in Europe. Maybe that's just wishful thinking for me. Well, yesterday, hi Ruthie. Ruthie's Crafting Corner's here too. Yesterday, Julie, who I don't think has arrived yet unless she hasn't said anything, Captain Julie talked about how she set a timer in order to be able to do some chores for 20 minutes and then be able to go, you know, knit and crochet or quilt or whatever is, you know, on her plate that day for a hobby that, you know, we need hobbies to keep us centered and happy, right? So she liked to go back and forth, and I mentioned there was a method that was developed in France. And yesterday, Captain Chris left a comment after the show with a link to the Wikipedia page about that. So I've put the link, thank you, Chris. I put the link in the show description. It's called the Pomodoro method. And Pomodoro is actually Italian for the word tomato. And this was developed in the 80s by somebody in France. And I believe he was a college student and he was having trouble managing his time. And what you do essentially, the way I understand it, is you set a timer for 20 minutes and you do a chore or a task, you know, predetermined. You figured out what your priorities are. After the 20 minutes, you make a check mark on your piece of paper and you take a 5-minute break. And then you repeat it. You set the timer again, make a check mark when the 20 minutes are over, or 25 minutes, whatever it is. And then after you have 4 check marks, you get to take a 30-minute break. So you set the timer for 30 minutes and you take a 30-minute break. And then you just start over. And apparently psychologically, this really breaks it up in a way that makes it very, very doable. There are actually iPhone or phone apps. I'm sure Android has them too. I just have an iPhone, that's why I said that. There are phone apps that help you follow this Pomodoro method. But anyway, if you want to read more about it, it explains it very clearly in that Wikipedia page, and I put the link to that in the show description. So, and also, hey, you know, really, especially if you're watching this later and you're not in the live chat, so I can't see what you're saying live. Let me know how you manage your time. I think that 20 minutes on, 20 minutes off, or the Pomodoro method is actually quite brilliant. And it's a good way to get a lot done really fast. So leave it in the comments if you have another way you like to split up your time. So today, of course, I have my attack plan. I'm supposed to do a monthly chore today. And none of them popped up. It's always, it's always a happy day for me when there's a day where it's just the normal chores and a weekly, a monthly, or a yearly doesn't pop up. Because it's always just like so much more. Because I cleaned the aquarium the other day, took like 2 hours. That's a monthly chore, so It's a lot of time, right? A lot of effort, and I'd rather be doing something else than cleaning the aquarium. But I do have a declutter on my Friday. My Fridays, I like to declutter something. And I've been thinking long and hard about what I'm going to declutter. And, I have this storage shed behind my house. Came with the house. It's actually really nice to have a place to put your yard tools and stuff. But my side gig, my side hustle, was as a crochet designer, and I've been doing that since 2005. So that's like 13 years, right? So I don't know. I like to save stuff. So I have like all the swatches I ever did and all the proposals I ever did and all the garments that got sent back to me, and I just have so much trouble letting go of it. And that has clogged up my storage shed in the back. It's just full of Rubbermaid bins. And so much so, and I will admit it, if you open the door, you can't walk in. It's a wall of stuff. What are you going to do? Except declutter it. So I'm kind of on this decluttering kick, Cheryl from the Woolen Hook and Tacos A Go-Go fame. Okay, the FedEx man just walked past the window, and he's probably going to ring the doorbell, and you'll hear the insanity that is two Labradors when the doorbell rings. Maybe we'll get lucky and he won't ring it. KB has my book. That's so sweet, KB. There it goes. It's good to have watchdogs. I like it. It makes me feel good. I don't know if you can hear her barking at the door, but that's Tamaya. She's the most protective. Koyana's always just kind of confused why Tamaya's barking. Anyway, so I'm going to maybe start today and get out there this weekend and start decluttering that shed a little bit. The rainy season seems to be over here. It's drying out, so it'll be easier to not... Oh, look, my other sister and my niece are watching from a restaurant. Hi, family. It's nice to see you, Dawn and Tasha. I'm so glad you're here. It's great. So I'm going to declutter that shed this weekend. Wish me luck. If I'm not here at 11 a.m. on Monday, send help. Send the SWAT team. I could be lost in that shed. It's a 2-story shed. It has a loft on the inside. There's a lot of stuff in there. And most of it needs to be donated or recycled, honestly. I just, you close that door and you don't see it. What are you going to do? Oh, Cheryl, come rescue me. Cheryl is in the Houston area. Cheryl of the Woolen Hook. So Cheryl, come rescue me. I'll take my cell phone with me. And if I need help, I'll text you. It's not going to be fun because it's like 98 degrees out here. Literally. Anyway. So that's my declutter thing. I might try the Pomodoro method. I've used it in the past, and it really, really does help to do things in like 20-minute increments. Okay, Tamaya, shh. She came in the studio. Daddy's working. She's so protective. So I'm going to try that maybe with the decluttering. Like, I could do something like some, water the plants or something, because there's my container garden. Oh, you saw the shed if you watched the show last week when I did it from the pool. My container garden's lined up next to that shed, so maybe you got to see it. Anyway, I could go back and forth between maybe some pool chores and cleaning out the shed a little bit. But if I got that cleaned out, maybe that's the you remember I dreamt I found an extra room in my house? That's like having an extra room. My neighbors across the street before they moved and abandoned me. The new neighbors are fine. In my dream, they came over and cooked me food. But before they left, he was like, dude, if you were to clean this shed out, you could like put French doors on it and you'd have like a party room right next to you, like a VIP party room next to your pool. And it's such a good idea, except you can't even walk into it. So, anywho, my screen just froze up. So if I froze up with you, I'm going to keep talking and we're just going to hope for the best that it's going to come back. Let's see. Well, I thought you were going to be poolside today. Well, Deborah, I thought so too, but I'm not happy with the setup that I have out there. My face is too dark and the signal's not strong enough. So anyway, I'm a little concerned because my screen's frozen, and if your screen's frozen too, I apologize for that. It's probably because I got all excited about the dog and stuff. But anyway, what can you do? We're live. So, other things I have to do today is I have to go to the grocery store, and I didn't make it to the vet yesterday to make that appointment, so I have to do that today too. I went and visited my friend Becca. She's a world famous artist. She lives here in Houston, and I don't know why she likes me. She's so famous, and she's just so amazing, but she always carves out an hour or two for me every month or so just to spend time with me, and she's like a mentor. I really, really like her. Hey, my screen unfroze. So all those people that left, you're missing out. You should have come back. Maybe they're restarting their phone thinking it's them. Yeah, it's you guys, not me. It can't be me. Anyway, I had lunch with Becca at a place called Drew's Barbecue. And she's been trying to get me to go there because, of course, you know, I'm named Drew. So I went with Becca to Drew's Barbecue, and oh my gosh. If y'all were from around here, you'd understand what I'm about to tell you. Drew won the grand championship for brisket at the Houston Rodeo last year. The trophy was as tall as him that he has in the restaurant. The food just melted in your mouth. Oh my gosh, it was so good. I brought some home for dinner because I didn't want to cook, and it was so good. So if you follow my Instagram feed, you saw pictures of me at Drew's Barbecue. There's a link to Instagram in the show description. I'd love it if you followed along. When I get done with the show, I like to keep documenting my day on Instagram. So that's the best way. Yeah, DJ saw the pictures on Instagram. So, hey DJ, glad you follow along. It's a lot of fun. You see a lot of pictures of the dogs being Labradors, doing Labradoring what Labradors Labradoo. But yeah, that's about it. Got to brush the pool. I hope y'all are planning a nice weekend. You know, the whole point of the attack plan, which I have a link to that in the show description, the whole point of the attack plan is to get your chores done during the week so that there's very little due on the weekends. Let's see. On the weekends, it's just make the bed, make sure your dishes get washed, keep your cleaning areas and your counters cleared off. That's not that much. And if you can get your chores done during the week, it's worth it to stay up a little bit later and do some chores, set your little tomato timer, and have your weekends free to spend time with your loved ones. Get outdoors. It's summertime now. It's so beautiful out. Even if it's hot, who cares? Get out there, wear some sunscreen. But I'm almost caught up. I didn't get the laundry completely done yesterday. So I'm trying to get that caught up today, so I have lots of clean clothes for the weekend for everybody. And then all I have to do is keep up with just, you know, make the bed and do the dishes, which is nothing compared to all the other things we got to get done during the week. So, okay, Dawn, Tasha, Deborah, just because you're in charge of your house doesn't mean you have to do everything. Always automate and delegate whenever possible. There's a link in my show description to a blog post about automating and delegating. In that attack plan I was just talking about, I have a printable version there. I know a couple of you have printed it out. You've said it. So you can follow along how I've divided my weekly, monthly, daily, and yearly chores so that I do get them done during the week, so that the weekends are free. So you can follow along, print that out, follow along, and then you can modify it. Of course, if you don't have dogs, you won't have to do the dog-related stuff. But you can modify it to go along with your chores. And say it with me, everyone. No matter what life throws at me, I have the ability to make this a fantastic day. Okay, love you guys. We'll see you Monday morning. Have a great weekend. Get out there and have some fun. Bye, y'all.